Hey everybody, welcome to a very special early 4th of July Q&A. So, feel free to ask me anything you want in this stream. So, I
made it.
Cool.
Let's wait on Movie&GameLover98.
Yeah. I'll send.
Let's send him the link.
Yeah, I just sent him the link right now. So,
did you send me the link?
So, I sent 3 links.
And we could do a special video for Jimmy Barton. Jimmy Barton's a good user. Let's do it.
Well, he doesn't really talk on streams. He texts on streams.
Oh.
But he is a great user. He makes many fan-made episodes of the Mario Show. And MRKP 2003, she's a great YouTube user as well, and she makes all kinds of fan-made stuff, especially.
What about me?
Yes, you are also a great user. Everyone here that I subscribe to.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And if you want to join one of my StreamYards, I'll send you the link.
Hey.
What?
I see.
Nate says hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Nate, the game dude.
Hey. So, how come you despise Sesame Street?
Well, I do see some fan-made box sets of Arthur from seasons 1 to 7.
Yeah, what about the PBS Kids identities on those box sets?
I do know some of them have dash transformation, and some of them have dot transformation.
And and I even thought of one for season 8 as well.
And I do see the PBS Kids fishbowl bumper, not on Arthur because Arthur's it's only like a row, but I do see it on the DVD of Arthur's tooth. I don't have Arthur, it's only like a row yet.
I do.
I need to get that soon in the future. And Nate says, "Are you long time no see?"
Well, that's true. Apparently there weren't any Arthur DVD releases by Sony Wonder with the Snow Globe ident.
I agree. I do, but the only appearance of Arthur has dash transformation, dot transformation, dot bumper, and fishbowl bumper. No dash bumper and no snow globe bumper.
Do you think the Snow Globe bumper should have been included if they released the DVDs of Arthur's Birthday and Arthur's TV Free Week onto DVD by Sony Wonder?
Yes.
So Nate says that he has a question. He says, "What do you think should be the very first episode of the Dot and Dash show, in your opinion?" Well, I was thinking the first episode should be about Dot and Dash's introduction.
I do have one of the 2006 DVDs of Arthur by Sony Wonder.
That's cool, but I only have the Arthur DVD releases from 2002. I have a lot from 2003 and 2004. And I have a few from
2005.
but I don't have any from 2006.
But I do have Arthur Goes on a Field Trip DVD with a black case.
Mine has a white case, however.
I need to do the opening and closing to my copy soon. If this video will be for you, Flick 112000, if you're watching this.
Yeah, it pretty much has the same opening and closing and stuff. It's just in a different case.
And I don't have I know the VHS release has the dash bumper. After the party has the dash transformation bumper after the party for seasons 1 for 4 reruns with the green background.
Yeah. And I have a few Our Time Entertainment DVD releases of Arthur as well. I think one of the very first Arthur DVD releases I've gotten was Arthur's Perfect Christmas and Growing Up with Arthur back in 2009.
And I do have DW Thinks Big too. My copy is also with a black case. Because I do know at the end of it, it has the season 1 end credits with a 2004 copyright instead.
Yeah, probably a copyright from season 9 instead of season 1.
Then the cookie jar logo zooms to the screen.
Yeah.
And I know after the Sony Wonder online button, it does not have a PBS Kids logo. After it, go back to the DVD menu.
Yeah, for some reason, beginning in June 2005, they stopped using those PBS Kids logos on Arthur DVDs by Sony Wonder.
Oh, because I saw the season 6 funding with a cheesy yellow pizza background on Arthur's Late Summer.
Yeah, but it did not have a PBS Kids ident on that DVD.
But I did see Arthur the Good Sport DVD. It has the season 6 one with green background with dark transformation for September 4, 2000.
What PBS Kids ident do you think should have been included on Arthur's Great Summer if it was included? I know Arthur gets spooked his dot transformation, but what if the season 6 funding with the yellow background was followed by an audio error with the dash ID from 1999 using the dot?
I know, but 1999, but Dash the Boy using dot audio is supposed to be in the correct part of that DVD.
Or with dot transformation audio in the dash ident from 1999.
Oh my god! I saw 2 weird errors on television on Clifford and Clifford's Puppy Days, and I do know one of them has Snow Globe logos audio, and the other one with dash transformation audio.
Well, the Clifford the Big Red Dog episode had the Snow Globe ident audio. I've seen that error before.
Me too.
Which ones did you also see on Clifford the Big Red Dog when you watched it on television?
I do see the dash bumper from 1999. I see.
And the dot bumper from 1999 on Clifford as well.
I also saw the dash transformation bumper and the dot transformation bumper too.
But what about the fishbowl and the snow globe idents?
I see a little bit of a fishbowl bumper on Clifford and Snow Globe. I haven't seen it on Arthur because the only time I did see it is on Clifford the Big Red Dog. Oh,
Alright.
Knight said something. So, what do you think of the episode airing for a funny return from Doubt and Dash show? For example, season number, and episode number, mine, season 1, episode 7.
Yeah, that would be a great episode title.
Yeah.
I can imagine what it would be like if Dragon Tales made a 4th season.
Yeah, I can imagine an imaginary 2003 DVD of Arthur's School Surprises. I would imagine that DVD. And I do see the episode Edward City turns 100 on television.
Jeremy Barton's here, and he says, "Happy early 4th of July." And I'm like, yes, thanks for telling me that.
Hi, Jeremy Barton.
I'll just send Movie&GameLover98 the link in case. So here we go. So, remember when Season 3 repeated some Season 2 episodes of Dragon Tales?
What about him?
Like when you remember when Season 3 aired, they repeated some Season 2 episodes of Dragon Tales when Season 3 broadcasted?
And, I do have a StreamYard. I do streams on StreamYard too on my channel. You better check that out, and I'll send you the link.
All right.
Okay.
All right. And look who else is here.
Movie&GameLover98's here.
Hold on 1 second. All right.
Yeah, here I am. Hey.
Hey.
Wait
We
a
was
minute.
waiting on you.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, I can imagine what it would be like if Dragon Tales made a 4th season back in August of 2006.
Yeah. And yeah, did you hear that, Hunter? We were talking about fan-made season 4 stuff of Dragon Tales.
And what if
Yeah,
Season 4 repeated
that's what I
episodes of Dragon
heard.
Tales well, unlike Season 3, which repeated Season 2 episodes, what if Season 4 repeated Season 1 episodes?
That'd be kind of
Did you
cool.
hear us? Movie&GameLover98?
What was
Yeah.
the first DVD of Dragon Tales you've ever gotten?
It was Experience New Things 2006 DVD because it was from FYE, along with Thomas and the Magic Railroad on DVD, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1 or 2.
And, which season of Dragon Tales do you like the best? Me, I personally like Season 1 because it has the classic cell animation compared to the later seasons which have digital ink and paint.
So, like, which one do I like better of Dragon Tales? Well, yeah, I already told you I like the digital ink and paint animation a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's much cleaner and easier to see who's who.
Whereas in the Season 1, it's a little bit fuzzier.
Yeah. What? Yeah, and you said, and what was your first Dragon Tales DVD you ever got for Love of 2000?
It was this one. I originally had this DVD a long time ago, and back in like 2003.
Yeah, but I know yours got scratched and you had to get another one.
Yeah.
And
the second copy of Arthur's Music Melody, you need to get a second copy of that one too.
I have another copy of Arthur's Music Medley because one of the copies of Arthur's Music Medley
It's glass.
broken to pieces.
What about your second copy? Does it work perfectly?
Yes, it does.
I don't have that DVD either. I better get it soon.
And also,
yeah,
so you said something scary happened on Halloween when you were like 17 years old. It might have been back in 2015.
yes. It was like, I think it was that one time I finished watching Lost Treasure, but yeah, and that one time, yes. Yeah, now I'm stuck on this drug medicine, which I don't like because I want to drive so bad soon.
Come on, Movie&GameLover98. Come on, bro.
So how did it happen on Halloween?
I basically tripped and fell forward on my forehead. It basically hurt my face.
What? That's bad. And pain. You was in pain back in 2015.
Yeah, it was a bad seizure.
You know, pain enough, I dislocated my kneecap at the end of my junior year back in 2018, and I had to get surgery on it.
Yeah. And also, have you seen the Dragon Tales episode A New Friend where they meet Lorca for the very first time?
Wait, I don't see that episode, Movie&GameLover98.
No, I'm talking about have you guys have seen that episode? Because it's
no, I haven't seen that episode.
I have. It's really good. I actually like it. Because you know the game.
Saw it on television?
I think I did, yeah.
Now,
The one where,
as for season 1 of Dragon Tales, which Dragon Tales character would cry from most common to rarest?
the most would have to definitely be Ord.
Why do you think Ord surpasses over Cassie?
Because, well, I think because he doesn't know how to step up and be a brave dragon once in a while, or so I guess he's like a mixture of Gordon and Henry. Like, you know, he's a big and blue dragon who's sometimes strong and likes to help out ones. Whereas, like, he tends to sometimes get scared. He's like, that's why I think of him as a mixture of both Gordon and Henry from Thomas and Friends.
And he's the same color as Gordon.
Yeah, and Thomas and Edward, despite that's.
What if in season 4, Ord had babies? Unlike the first 3 seasons, which Cassie was the only one that had babies as well.
Yeah, just baby siblings, basically.
And what if there was a baby dragon named Brian in season 4, and he would be voiced by Roger Bumpus, and he would use that same crying sound effect that baby Squidward later used in the season 4 episode Squid Baby. It would be like, ah!
Hey, I saw that episode on TV.
The one where Squidward was a baby?
Yes.
I have not. I don't even care for the recent SpongeBob at all.
Well, and I saw a couple of season 4 episodes of Arthur that are, what is that thing? My Music Rules. The Blizzard. Lorca came to dinner. And DW Tailspins. What do you think about those episodes?
They are very... I've seen the Blizzard one many times. It's a pretty interesting story.
And you also something else. Another YouTuber says, what would you say, like, if an Arthur episode is really bad? Like, you know how they say Dragon Trash means the Dragon Tales episode is really bad?
I'd say DW's Very Bad Mood is one of a few bad episodes of Arthur from the good era.
Like, well, so what would you consider this? Because, you know, like, if an episode was really bad of Arthur.
I would say it is a very abysmal. Because I said abysmal and I said abysmal.
Abysmal. Kind of like saying abysmal, but abysmal. Because, you know, it's... Okay, so that's what you think of Arthur episodes. And you know, abysmal means very, very bad.
Yeah. DW's Very Bad Mood was one of the worst Arthur episodes from season 2. DW is constantly in a bad mood, constantly being rude to Francine.
Like DW keeps constantly being rude to Francine, basically.
Yeah, and you know what really pushed me over the edge to that area? When DW was slamming doors repeatedly, saying, "I won't feel better in the morning. I won't."
Did you guys see what DW think of Sunshine?
And about Arthur's TV Free Week, I'd say it is meh. Not as bad as DW's Very Bad Mood, because Buster is briefly upset, but he's mostly scared about not making it through TV Free Week because he really wants to watch TV.
Yeah. And also, who's the voice of Buster in Arthur?
Daniel Rochu.
Because, like, you know how Cameron, someone who's the voice of Arthur.
Cameron Ensel?
Yeah. Michael Yarmush was the original voice of Arthur for the first 5 seasons, and then Justin Bradley did it in season 6 very briefly, and then
Mark Randall did it,
and then Dallas Jokic.
And then William Healy, then Drew Aitkins, and Jacob Ozemo.
Yep, then, what were you saying, Hunter? Say your line.
Michael Yarmush voiced the adult Arthur on the episode All Grown Up.
Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, and which brain voice you guys think is better, Paul Stewart Brown or someone else?
I like Alex Hood.
Alex Hood, yeah.
I like the original voice of the brain, Luke Reed, from seasons 1 through 4.
And then Steven Schroeder did it for seasons 5 to 6.
And you know what is very shocking? One of the voice actors for the brain, Steven Crowder, who voiced the brain in seasons 5 through 6, apparently had a collapsed lung either earlier this year or last year.
What'd you say he had?
A collapsed lung.
Collapsed lung? What? Basically, like, one of his lungs is, like, not doing good?
Hey, DW.
Yeah, it was very painful.
Hey,
yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, and also, I know this is a Q&A because we're just answering questions because this is an early 4th of July stream because I know...
Yeah.
Yeah,
you guys also know tomorrow is my 5-year anniversary of me being on YouTube.
I've been on YouTube I've been on YouTube for almost 8 years.
8? You've done it since 2014. That was like 3 years before I joined.
That was like on November 1st. I started November 1st of 2014. I started joining.
Okay, and then I think you made your first video a couple days after that because I didn't make my first video when I joined in July 5 years ago.
Hello.
And basically, what year did? What is that, Hunter?
That's one of my brothers.
Oh, okay. Your little brothers, or is that your big brother?
I'm assuming little because he's like a younger voice.
Okay.
My brother B says hello to you guys.
Hello. What?
Hey.
That said hey, B.
Hello.
That said hey twice.
Hello.
B.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah.
And also, what kind of brand VCR player is your guys's? Mine is Panasonic.
I have an ABC VCR and DVD combo.
JVC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Does yours have any problems, Flicklover 2000? Because mine unfortunately still has that picture problem where that green thing
Mine
still
does
pops
not
up.
have any problems.
Mine unfortunately does because it makes that weird green thing, but the audio can be heard just fine. It's just the picture I have problems with. So I
What
can't
are
get
y'all
to.
talking about?
We're talking about something about the Q&A.
Because it's for early 4th of July. Because 4th of July is in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
And what were your thoughts on all of those fan-made Hey Arnold releases by Columbia TriStar, even though it was a Nickelodeon show and Paramount normally released them?
I'm not so. Well, yeah. It was great to do those. We should do like, what about
maybe fan-made Anchor Bay releases of SpongeBob?
Or fan-made.
Yes.
Or what about fan-made Playhouse Disney airings of Thomas? Because Bear and the Big.
That too.
Because actually, do you know Bear in the Big Blue House when you were little, Flicklover 2000? Because I do.
I did not really watch it, but I had a couple of Bear in the Big Blue House flashcards.
Oh, because I remember it a lot. Because there was a VHS I remember having on Volume 6 on VHS with the episodes.
I remember there's another user who was a big fan of Bear in the Big Blue House and Dragon Tales.
I like Bear in the Big Blue House I still like Dragon Tales, don't get me wrong, but I think Bear in the Big Blue House kind of does a little bit better because at least the characters calm down a little bit. Because I know Bear is the fatherly figure of the other ones who likes to help out his others who need help sometimes.
And also, what if they made a redo of the classic Thomas era with some of the SpongeBob voice actors voicing the engines, like Roger Bumpus voicing Squidward, doing the voice of James the Red Engine? It's like, oh, do I have to, sir?
Yeah, and also, I was also going to tell you more of those Ringo Starr and George Carlin impressions. I was also going to tell you this. I think I might have not done this in a stream before, but I guess I'll do it anyways. You know how in the Ringo Starr version, the UK version of Trouble in the Shed, when Mr. Combat says, "We'll see about that. Engines on my railway do as they're told."
Papa Caps. Oh my.
But in the Ringo US version and the George Carlin version, they basically go, "We'll see about that. No engine on my railway is too important for small jobs."
Yeah, I noticed that too. What if they made an Alec Baldwin version of season 7 episodes? Because I heard Alec Baldwin was originally going to be the narrator for season 7, but I guess he couldn't do it because he was a little bit depressed, and Michael Brandon took over.
No engine on my railway is too important for small jobs.
It's echoing.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Did anybody ask me a question or comments?
Well, something's going on with the stream, guys. I think
It's starting to echo. Maybe we should just like it.
Everybody guess he couldn't do it because he was a little bit of
Hello.
It's starting to echo, guys. So that's better.
how's that? Is that
Did anybody ask me a question or comment?
Well, something's going on with the stream, guys. I think
It's starting. It's echoing again. I'm sorry, but maybe we shouldn't allow sometimes more than one person in the stream. Like
You're
I
missing
know
a
we did more than 2 people when Movie&GameLover98 was out in the patio, but when I'm doing the stream, even with 3,
Get off of it.
how's that?
even with 2 people, it echoes in my area since I'm inside, which is more than one person. I'm sorry, but maybe we shouldn't allow sometimes more than one person in the stream. I know more than 2 people when Movie&GameLover98 was out in the patio, but when I'm doing the stream, even with 3,
Get off of it.
people, it echoes in my area since I'm inside. There's more than one person. I'm sorry, but maybe we shouldn't allow sometimes more than one person in the stream.
what on earth is going on here?
Excuse me,
That was my
guys.
TV, Charlie.
If you could turn down the microphone a bit, maybe that could help. That's better.
Yeah, I don't know why it was doing that. Yeah.
Now can you hear me better, guys?
That was my fault. I'm sorry.
My brother said he's apologizing to you guys.
That's okay. I accept your apology.
Me too.
They accept your apology, B.
Okay.
We both accept your apologies. Your apology.
Anyway,
Yeah, what I was saying, yes. Also,
what if there was a show that PBS and Disney cooperated on together?
one possible show that could probably do. I'm not so sure because I think.
What if they made like a fan-made TV? What if Disney and PBS made a fan-made TV series based off of the Captain Underpants books?
That'd be kind of cool. And also, I was telling you guys I could do Dragon Tales Thomas parodies, like where. What if
Gordon was like? What if Thomas was Max and Emily was like Emmy?
Well, that could probably work. Well, and also,
what if there was an episode of Thomas where Percy and Gordon were both causing confusion and delay?
I'm not sure.
Like, for
well, basically, if Gordon was Ord, or what if it would be kind of funny if Ty Olsson was Gordon?
Bang! I told you, Thunder.
Or if Jason Mike was the voice of James the Red Engine,
he'd be like, taking vacationers on rides around the island is our job.
Said James.
Jealously.
Said James.
What is? I still see Echo.
This is my job. Said Gordon. And they both began to fight. Silence! Snapped Sir Topham Hatt.
Hello.
Hi, Flick Level 2000. I still see that echo sound effect. I hear my voice echoing still. I don't know what's going.
I turned off the TV. Is that better, you guys?
I still see the echo sound effect coming for some reason.
Whose is it?
All right. I think that was. Oh, that was. All right. That's okay. That's okay.
Well, anyways, now as I was trying to say, yeah, I don't know what on earth that was for Clover 2000, but yeah, as I was saying, I think Hunter had to leave because I don't know what was wrong. It was yes, you said I had to make him leave because I think
stream is going on. That was just my dad whispering.
Well, okay, I thought that was the echoed effect again.
Well,
yeah. What?
Anyway,
yeah, what I was saying, like, what if also Kathleen Barr did the voice of how could she do a Molly impression? Kathleen Barr, the voice of Wheezy Finn and Polly Nimbus.
And what if Danny McKinnon, the voice of Max, was the voice of Percy?
Yeah, I don't know like what he would say, like how would he do Dingy Fried Puzzle Percy? What's that?
Dingy Fried? What's that?
Dignified. It means.
And what if Michael Kalos, who was the original voice of DW, who was 4 years old, voiced Thomas? He'd be like, rubbish!
You're too slow! You need exercise! Or what about Gordon takes a dip when Gordon's about to fall into the ditch?
Oh no!
Get me out! Get me out!
Or what about when James, when James goes out of control and gets splashed into the mud, he's like, I've got to stop! I've got to stop!
Yeah, and James in a mess, basically. That's when he gets covered in tar, basically.
What
Or
if
basically
there was a version of? What if there was a sequel to the episode Gordon and the Gremlin called James and called The Gremlin Returns? This time it involves around James.
I don't know about that, but and also, yeah, like I said, yes, about the one actor doing the voice of Zach doing James. I said it's from James and the Balloon, where it basically goes, taking vacationers on rides around the island is our job. Wheesh, James jealously.
And what if? I think Andrea Libman could possibly do a great Emily voice for his Emmy. Like,
how about try one from Emily's New Route?
And maybe Andrea Libman can do the voice of Emily. Chantal Strand, who can do Cassie, can play Rosie.
Basically, she got a really sweet. Do we have to shove that big black car, Thomas? Yes, but he doesn't like to be shunted.
Actually, you know what? Why not have Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo, be the voice of Thomas?
Yes, but he doesn't really like to be shunted. His name is. And also, yes, the giant nod screaming, much ado about nodlings. What if he did it for Hector, too?
Yeah. And what if the voice of Mungus was the one who did the voice of Sir Topham Hatt?
I think what he basically have to say, I'll say one example. Thomas, the castle is closed for redecoration and repairs. Please have another idea and be quick about it.
Ah, yes, sir. Thomas is on his way.
I don't know. I ran out of ideas. Then we will have to cancel the birthday picnic. It's too late.
Or what about this scene? Like, well, Gordon, you wanted to show Salty a thing or two, and you've certainly done that. You showed him how silly it is to ignore go slow signs.
Sorry, sir.
And what about I can do an, oh dear, I wonder how long I will have to stay in the shed. Will anyone see my red coat again?
Why did I go so fast that I made a hole in one of my coaches that had to be mended with, of all things, a passenger's bootlace?
I see that you're sorry.
James.
And I know too that you want to be a useful engine. People are laughing at my railway, and I don't like that at all.
I will try hard to do my best.
And what if there were some SpongeBob actors also appearing, voicing some engines as well? Like maybe Edward could be played by Tom Kenny, who was the voice of SpongeBob.
Basically, how about the one?
Or maybe, what if Henry was voiced by Bill Foggerbocke, who was the voice of Patrick, while Gordon was played by Ty Olsson?
Yeah, I think I think I should do this one from Haunted Henry. Well, after, because I know in the Sprout airing of Haunted Henry, they have to cut out the word stupid and they have to edit it to make sure Henry says
Did they
silly
cut out
bird.
the word stupid on Sprout airings of Sesame Street as well?
I'm pretty sure they did, because I'm pretty sure they did, because it's supposed to be a kid-friendly channel, so they didn't want kids interfering with that word. And also, I'll just do the one from Haunted Henry after that line when Henry says that owl is silly. He says silly bird instead of stupid. This owl's Miss Ghost. Edward's going soft to the boiler. There's no mist.
What did you think of Bill Foggerbocke, the voice of Patrick, doing Henry, while Ty Olsson does Gordon?
They would sound kind of similar because they kind of sound similar to each other. They also like it when, like this one clip in Haunted Henry where they goes, Ghost! Edward was right!
And what if Diesel was played by Roger Bumpus, who was the voice of Squidward?
or basically do the same thing for James. Well, no. Tiles, no, the other thing. Excuse me. Roger Bumpus does Devious Diesel. Good morning. Pleased to meet you, Duck. Is that James?
And what if Duck was voiced by Tom Kenny? He's like, stop fooling! I'm tired!
So are we. We are tired of you. We like Diesel. We don't like you. You tell tales about us to the cars.
What if there was a sequel to Thomas Comes to Breakfast, except that accident involves around James this time?
Basically, I've seen people do other versions of Thomas Comes to Breakfast where they do it on another engine, but they just have to remake different lines. I know one YouTuber, he did.
James, you have caused even more trouble than Thomas did.
Or basically, he just says, you're in a lot of trouble, James, because like every time like they do.
You're in even more trouble than Thomas was, James. You will be sent to the works for an even longer period of time because you're a bigger tender engine. And Thomas is a tank engine.
Meanwhile, someone else will come and do your work while you're in for repairs. Who would be a good replacement for James? Because like I know one version of Henry's
could possibly be a replacement for James.
Well, for Thomas, it was Daisy.
Maybe Gordon can if James was unavailable, or maybe Edward.
Or no. I think like you know how a fan made this one guy did. He did a fan made Michael the Double Tender Engine as a for hire in the Henry's comes to Breakfast trilogy, but the third installment would be Thomas or Percy's predicament, basically. And like I think the Gordon one would be Salty or some other Diesel for hire, but I think what if it would be someone for hire part 1 for James? Couldn't it be like maybe say I don't know, some character like I have to think of it. It's an engine, and it could be a Steamy or Diesel. It doesn't matter. Like if I made a fan made James Goes to Breakfast.
Maybe Diesel could take over James's work.
Yeah, basically it says, meanwhile, a Diesel will come in and take your jobs while you're away. And James calls out, a diesel engine, sir?
A diesel engine, sir?
Yes, James. Diesels always will stay in their sheds till they are wanted. Diesels will sometimes do their work, but they never will gallop it off to breakfast in station masters' houses.
What if it was something else again? Like what if James went into like came to breakfast at a station master's school instead of a station master's house?
Well, I guess like that if I fan made that myself, like he said, he didn't notice what was coming next. There was the children's school. They were having a breakfast. They were having a breakfast luncheon.
Cinders and ashes.
The school rocked. Broken glass tinkled, plattered everywhere.
You miserable engine! If you come into my station master's house again, I am calling the engine jail.
well, also I think like. Just look what you've done to the children's breakfast. Now they have nothing to eat for breakfast. I shall have to order some more food for another time.
And if you do this again, I'm calling the engine jail to send you to scrap.
And then basically, he says...
What if James burst into tears, unlike Thomas Comes to Breakfast, because he felt even fatter than Thomas did?
Well, that wouldn't be possible. Oh. Well, basically, they basically say, like, who would be the two engines to pull James out? Because, in the Henry version, they use Bill and Ben.
Henry pulling them out.
That would be kind of interesting, because I know, like, Donald and Douglas pulled Thomas out. In the Henry version, it was Bill and Ben. So I think the Gordon version would be two Diesels, I guess. So it'd be Gordon and Henry. Like, basically, after they say workmen propped up the school with strong poles, then they laid some extra rails through the pasture to let engines come to pull him out. Puffing hard, Gordon and James came to the rescue. Don't worry, James. We'll soon have you back on the rails in no time.
James was in so much disgrace, he burst into tears.
And then basically, I'd say, there was worse to come. James the Red Engine, you are in a lot of trouble.
You're in even more trouble than Thomas is, said Sir Topham Hatt sternly.
I know, sir. I'm sorry, sir,
sobbed James.
You must go to the works and have your front part mended.
And your whistle mended too.
Yes, sir. Meanwhile, Diesel will take over your jobs while you're away. Diesel? Yes, James. Diesel will always do the right things.
There was a sequel to Percy's predicament called Gordon's predicament.
Basically, I think what do we call Gordon's predicament?
All right.
Who would be
saying, oh, Marty, get over here right now.
Well, anyways, yeah, what were you saying? Yeah, about the thing a family wanted Gordon's.
What if Gordon actually came off the rails and actually fell sideways compared to what Percy did in Percy's predicament?
Well, because that'd be impossible for him to crash into a brake van and jump onto two empty freight cars with him and his tender. Because I've seen another fan-made remake, someone doing it called Gordon's Predicament. Or basically, but that one's called When Henry Comes Back. Or isn't that the one where it's the final one where James comes back? Or, I don't know, because I know we're doing a fan-made James Comes to Breakfast trilogy. Because also, yeah. Oh, yeah. And also, Gordon tries to apply his brakes. Gordon slid into the yard.
Oh no!
Look out! The brake van was in smithereens. Gordon's
Sir Topham Hatt was most annoyed.
Well, no. The next day, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. Henry and Diesel, or was it Henry and Diesel, or was it someone else doing Diesel?
Henry and a Diesel.
Yeah, Henry and Devious Diesel, basically. Next day, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. Henry and Diesel
now try to run the branch line with Henry and a Diesel. You've even put us into a bigger predicament than Percy did, Gordon.
I know, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
You must stay there for the rest of the week.
And you really must be learning to be more careful.
You must be extremely careful with coaches and freight cars.
Gordon sighed. The freight cars what if it's coaches or just freight cars? The freight cars,
both of them.
Both the coaches and his freight cars groaned beneath his wheels. He quite understood about what awkward predicaments were. Sir Topham Hatt.
And he's like, my engines, my engines, no matter what form, work hard. If you become lazy again, I shall have to send you away.
Diesel was ashamed. However, Henry says
that you've worked hard
after Gordon,
so you shall have another chance. But if it happens again, you're in big trouble.
And I'll send you packing, Diesel.
And I'll send you packing. And if Gordon comes off the rails, I'll send him packing as well.
Oh, don't worry, sir. I'll try my hardest, sir. Henry says he'll help me.
That's a great idea. Henry's a very strong engine.
But he doesn't know anything. Mainline problems isn't worth knowing.
What if there was a sequel to the episode Middle Engine, where this time Gordon is called a middle engine? And Gordon goes into the fitter's loading ramp this time.
That would be way too impossible, because he's too big to fit on the thing.
What if it happened to Thomas this time instead of Percy? Thomas, I'm very disappointed in you. It is against the rules to go into the fitter's loading ramp. I told this to Percy, and now I'm telling this to you.
But I'm sorry, sir. It's not my fault. It's because
you will pull Gordon's Express and do James's work until we get to the bottom of this.
I can handle those diesels. Is this the one with Gordon being a middle engine instead of James?
Yeah.
Pwah! Said Gordon. I can handle those diesels with bent buffers and a busted
And
boiler.
you must work at Thomas's branch line while he does the express work.
Yes, sir. And who would be the good voices for Ari and Bert?
What about what about Plankton and what about the voices of Plankton and Squidward? Or Plankton.
Yeah,
the one who does Plankton could be Ari, and one who does Squidward can be Bert.
Hello, James. Hello, Gordon. Come to learn a thing from those who know. Just get my freight cars ready and stay out of my way.
I am not a middle engine, and I am not moving.
Right on time. But what is that big blue engine doing in the middle? Learning! Learning what? Learning to be a middle engine!
What if there was an episode that had Edward in a mess instead of James?
I don't know if that's possible, because, then Sir Tom Matt would seriously... Well, he wouldn't get mad, just like in the original when James got into a sticky situation, or a dirty
Or
crash.
What if there was one called Henry, Gordon, and the Fruitful Day?
Basically, I think, who would be the main focus of it? Would it be Gordon or Henry?
It would be Henry.
So basically,
Gordon,
Henry...
Got yourself in a bit of a jam, Gordon. What you call a sticky situation?
Be quiet. It's not funny having jammed brakes.
And not very reliable either. I'm surprised you let it happen, Gordon, because after all, nothing should stop us engines.
That's enough, Henry. I think that's enough, Henry. Can you take these cars for Gordon?
Of course. Gordon has done too much of it already. There's no time to lose.
And would Henry push the freight cars like Percy did in the original? Or would he pull them because he's a bigger tender engine? What if he tried to push them like in Haunted Henry?
Yeah.
Off we go. I better hurry up and get there fast as I can. Some of these engines are sometimes unreliable. Be careful, Henry.
Fireman jumped clear, but squashed vegetables and fruit squirted all over Henry.
And do the same squirting sound effects
except
those.
Except in a lower pitch since Henry's a bigger engine.
Yeah, but for Percy's they do it in a higher pitch. And Sir Tom Mac. Yeah, and also when Sir Tom Mac comes,
Pat was very cross.
Well, he's not really cross. He says the narrator says Sir Tom had arrived, and he says, "Henry, you are not to blame for the switch failure, or maybe the points failure. I don't know. But I do not run a jam factory."
I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
And then Henry began to cry, and he skulked sadly away.
And then also, who would be the different one to be the one to speak up the most, but the others are silent?
What about James this time? Because James has gotten into situations like that before, whereas in the previous one it was Thomas.
Well, or maybe Percy or James could do it. So it doesn't really matter because Thomas was the one in the original.
Why don't we have Percy do it this time?
There's more than one way to get jammed. We all learned that today.
But still, there was silence.
Who'd be a good voice for Percy? The actor who voiced Max could do Percy?
Yeah.
What's more, when engines help each other out of a jam, they're still great help. So that means we learned a lot today, and therefore
we're really useful engines after all.
Yeah, and also,
I said something about Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo, being the voice of Thomas.
Yeah, well, I mean, they sound similar. Elmo and Max's voice actors, they kind of sound similar.
Except Kevin Clash was an adult, and they had to make his voice sound higher.
Well, yeah, that's true, yes. Yeah, I like the guy Kevin Clash. And also, what if there was an episode called, Oh,
What
was
about Thomas's chocolate crunch?
it? Yeah. And basically,
Or what about Thomas's ice cream crunch?
yeah, or it could be chocolate crunch. Well, I don't care if it's ice cream crunch because I know I don't think there was a site where they could make the ice cream factory a crash site.
Or
But basically,
what about Thomas's peanut crunch?
peanut crunch. I don't
Yeah.
know how that's possible, but
Yuck! I've never been this icky. It was
yeah.
covered from funnel to firebox and sticky, gooey peanut butter.
Oh, who would be the ones to tease him this time when Duck pushed him on a flatbed back to the sheds, like he did to Percy in the original?
I'd say, maybe Duck could tease Thomas about that.
Or basically, like when Duck pushed Percy on the flatbed in the original, could it just be like,
Maybe Percy pushing Thomas to the flatbed.
like Duck did it to Percy in the original, but Percy does it to Thomas this time. And who would be the 4 engines in the shed teasing, but Gordon would still say disgraceful? Or
Why not have James say disgraceful?
Yeah, they could have actually made James say disgraceful. Like, how in Thomas and Rumors,
Very, very delicious to eat.
or what would be a good one to say something Thomas? Because in Percy Chocolate Crunch they say Bon Bon Percy.
Why not have Duck say Bon Bon Thomas?
Or who would say the line "You look good enough to eat"? Still,
Why not have Alright. Why not have Henry say you look good enough to eat?
you look good enough to eat. Who'd be a good one for lots to say Bon Bon Tom? Or
Why not have Gordon say Bon Bon Thomas?
Bon Bon Thomas. And what would be something on wheels chipped in?
Chalk Ice on Wheels. Why not have Diesel say Chalk Ice on Wheels?
Chalk Ice on Wheels.
Disgraceful.
You had a trying day, Thomas,
Yes, sir.
said Thomas, from heating from beneath the peanuts. But you have shown me that usefulness does come before cleanliness. So you shall have your washdown.
Oh, sir.
And a new coat of paint.
That I think that might be a bot. I'm gonna have to.
What?
I had to block someone because I believe he was a bot.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something. Me saying something. I did the voice impression wrong, but anyway, I don't think I did.
You did it right.
Okay, good. I thought I was gonna have to try it again.
What if there was a SpongeBob sequel episode? Where this time Squidward got SpongeBob stuck in the ringer instead of Patrick, but this time Squidward does it because he hated SpongeBob.
Well, I think you've already told me that before, like when we did the final part of the fan-made Hey Arnold ones. But and like you said, like, or what if they made a? Yes, we did a remake of the Borg, the one with the robots of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
What if they? Oh man, what if they made a sequel to this one, this Rockabye one from season 3, where this time
it's Squidward that tries to take care of a baby.
Oh God, yeah, it's just, it'll be worse than like that. And also,
I tried everything. I guess I'm a bad parent.
or yeah, what if Sandy or Mr. Krabs was with him?
What about Squidward and Sandy being?
Well, or basically like how Patrick had to be the dad in the original, but SpongeBob
Squidward be the dad and Sandy be the mom.
Like how Squidward say I have to go to work, Sandy. You
I have to go. And what about this dramatic scene? Like, I had no idea, Sandy. What kind of dad am I? I'll make it up to you, Sandy. I promise.
That'd be a cooler version. And you know, like,
what would make it sound cooler?
Well, and also like how would
What would
Sandy be
make
able
it
to
sound cooler though?
basically like Sandy goes, when she pulls off the wallpaper of her. Would this thing basically looks like it did SpongeBob's pineapple in the original?
No. And what about the ending scene? No, I'm a bad parent.
Oh, yeah, what if Squidward and Sandy cried at that scene too?
Or why not have Squidward start crying and then Sandy joins in? I'm a bad parent.
Squidward, I understand. and then what would the new baby clam's name be? But he grows up and turns into an actual kid.
Why not have one of the Kiki?
Oh man, Kiki would be a cool one because you know, like, and then they exclaim, "Kiki,
he's flying!
She's flying!" Well, what did I tell you?
Or what if there was a sequel to the episode "Can You Spare a Dime," where Patrick accuses SpongeBob for taking something, and then Squidward, what if Plankton accused Mr. Krabs for taking, or what if Mr. Krabs accused Plankton for something, and then Plankton quit the chum bucket, and then Plankton becomes homeless, and SpongeBob and Patrick, and then Plankton takes advantage of SpongeBob and Patrick.
That'd be kind of interesting because you know how like Squidward lost his job in the original, but this one they helped Plankton get back. Well, I don't know. Like,
I've lost my job at the chum bucket.
There, Plankton. Me and Patrick can help you find a ways to get it back.
And what about when after Plankton yells at them a lot, Patrick loses his cool with Plankton, unlike SpongeBob, who lost his cool with Squidward. I've got a better idea, Plankton! Why don't I call somebody whose job it is to fix it? You know why? Because when I get a job done, I get someone with a job to do that job!
And Plankton's like, what do you mean? Ah! And you know, how do they find a way to get someone to?
And then what if Squidward was on the phone this time instead of Mr. Krabs and like, donate to the children's fund? Why?
They can try to. And what if it was?
You want your clarinet back? Take it. Now Plankton can go back to the chum bucket.
Wrong. That ain't my clarinet.
Then have some more. I got plenty of them.
You can't fill it on my first clarinet, and I still can't believe that Phil and Plankton stole it.
Listen. Plankton's been living at my house, and it's living at my rock, driving me crazy. And you're not gonna hire him back, all because your stupid clarinet is gone.
And like, what if a rock clarinet comes out and and Patrick says, oh, what's that?
What's that?
My clarinet! Oh, Clary, I hope I never lose you again.
What if Squidward cries tears of joy, unlike Mr. Krabs, who didn't cry? He's like, oh, Clary, I thought I'd never see you again.
Well, I mean, it was just joy with tears, yes, but...
Sure, Patrick. Just let my clarinet and me have our privacy.
You do, Squidward.
Well, Plankton, it's good to have you back at the chum bucket.
where you belong. Even
Where
though you'll
you
be up
belong.
you'll be up to your old plot still. But still, I'm still glad you got your place back anyway.
Oh, I'm glad to be at the chum bucket again.
Still up to my old tricks. Well, you can't still say that. I think the reason my clarinet just ended up in my body, clarinets just end up in someone's tentacles.
Are you trying to accuse me again?
No, I think it's just one of the possibilities. 1, you put the clarinet in my tentacles. 2, you put the clarinet in my tentacles. Or 3, you put the clarinet in my tentacles.
And
also,
there was one. What if there was one episode where Squidward tried to steal the secret formula away from Plankton because Plankton and Mr. Krabs were arguing about the formula?
that would be a hard one to do. And also, what if there was an episode, a parody version of this one Thomas episode where I'm trying to remember what it would be called because or what about I'm trying to remember one where it goes what if it called like there's so many great ones I can remake myself.
Do you remember this episode where SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally get locked in a toy store?
God, that was a freaky episode. Well,
what if there was a sequel to it where SpongeBob and Squidward get locked up in a music store?
And like the musical notes have scary faces and it scares them.
But where's the music store? And then SpongeBob is like, it's not open yet, Squidward. And he's like, not open!
Oh God, it'd be called Music Store of Doom. But anyway, yeah.
Like,
also,
and then he's like, what are you crying about? And he's like, I want to go to the music store, but I can't. It's not open.
yeah, and also, I want to also ask you this about the Dragon Tales episode, like at the very end of the Big Cake Mix-Up, like when Max and Emmy's mom called for them at the very end. Did you know that, like you said, it was like from a certain PBS Kids program break along with the episode Crash Landings, where they didn't plan something out? Oh, I forgot. I think we forgot to plan something out, Max. What?
Dinner time!
Dinner time. Oh. And they just do that and then the episode ends.
What if there was a What if there was a sequel to...
Yeah?
Do you remember the episode where SpongeBob and Patrick get locked in a prison camp?
You mean
in the summer?
Oh, God, yeah. I remember that episode starting off so badly because, then SpongeBob and Patrick cry because they said they're going to miss each other while they're...
What if there was a sequel to this where Squidward is punished because he had to go to the camp with SpongeBob? He's like, I don't want to go to the camp with you!
I don't know how that... And, like, they still get on the wrong boat.
Wait a minute. This isn't the prison camp. This is actually fun.
This is fun camp. I don't want to do fun stuff. I'd rather be doing music stuff. Like, that'd be a cool sequel because, like, this one is... This guy's a kindness to...
Stream. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Sorry if it was a little... I know you're a little too loud because I know that I didn't realize that was your...
No, that was my brother.
Oh, it was your brother? Okay. I thought that was your dad or your mom. Well...
Not... all right. Here we go.
And yeah, also... Yeah. Also...
What if there was an episode called What if there was... an episode where a giant clam eats Squidward's special clarinet.
Oh, that'd be a sequel to the episode Clams, where
I'll never get my clarinet back now.
No. Wait. Actually, before that actually happens, in the original, Mr. Krabs cries after he and SpongeBob notice what happened, and then he cries after. And who would have been on the trip with SpongeBob and Squidward this time? Would it be Sandy or Mr. Krabs or Patrick?
Patrick.
Oh, Squidward, you should see this. Oh, Patrick, you can't believe what just happened. A giant clam ate my clarinet.
All right. Oh, calm yourself together, Squidward. Suck it up. All right, Squidward, we'll help you get your clarinet back.
You will, Patrick, even though I know you will still hate each other, but you will still help me.
Oh, yeah.
And then what if Squidward goes berserk? Nobody eats anything until I rescue my clarinet.
And then he just does this. That's it. I'm
That's
finished.
it. I'm finished. We have been here for 3 days. We still haven't gotten a nibble. Oh, this is hopeless.
Yeah, and I still gotta get home and get Gary fed.
We're
We're gonna die out here all because a clam ate Squidward's stupid
Remember when
clarinet.
Squidward got angry when he said, we've been here for 3 days? But what if we edit it and have Patrick crying and saying,
We've been here for 3 days. We still haven't gotten a nibble. Oh, this is hopeless.
Yeah, and I still gotta get home and feed Gary. We're all gonna die out here, all because a clam ate Squidward's special clarinet. Well, if he wants it back, I say we give it to him. What do you think, SpongeBob? I see.
could it be my clarinet? Wait a minute. This isn't my clarinet. This is a flute. I can't believe you betrayed me.
Oh, pull it together, Squidward. We will not be doing this for tears anymore for the rest of this trip.
But I can't help it.
You're right. You won't forget this. We'll figure out a way with this
I know what you're trying to fake.
It's just a stupid clarinet.
It's not gonna go down like that. There's only one more thing for a backstabbing crew like you.
And then he holds SpongeBob and Patrick on hostage. You're crazy.
Edward, I worked with SpongeBob all day long. You're completely out of your mind.
You'll say enough. Closer. Get closer. That's it. Yeah.
What if there was a sequel to this? What if there was a sequel to the No-Nos, to the Plankton's regular episode, or to the episode Walking Small called Walking Tall, where this time it's Squidward that teaches SpongeBob to be assertive instead of Plankton?
That'd be kind of weird because I watched the Walking Small episode of SpongeBob on TV before. Because, you know, like they come up with an evolution, the Chum Bucket, Mega Bucket. And also, yeah, you know how you said, you know how you said to one of your YouTube friends saying, what if Gordon accidentally laughed in the episode Middle Engine of Thomas from season 6, but basically he laughs. Gordon, for laughing at Percy for his misbehavior, I have to send you to shut cars with him.
If you say it one more time, it glitched a bit.
Yeah. Basically, he said Gordon would laugh. Gordon, for laughing at Percy for his misbehavior, I'm sending you to shunt cars with him in the yard. So that be it. No, sir, I hate shunting trucks. I hate cars.
Too bad. Otherwise, you're going to get another punishment.
Fine, I'll do it, sir. By the way, yeah, and also, I also think of some cool diesels to basically pull Gordon out in the Gordon version of the fan-made one. Gordon Comes to Breakfast. It would be one of the diesels of the CGI series for hire trilogy. Basically, be Den or Dart for hire.
Mm-hmm. What if there was a classic series version of Legend of the Lost Treasure? where Sir Topham sat like, Thomas, what are you playing at now? I thought I told you you could be more responsible. No, Thomas, I had enough of your excuses. Go to your shed immediately, and you can stay there for the rest of the afternoon.
And also, what if they did make a scene where Thomas just complains on the shed? Thomas is very upset, all because Sir Topham had sent him to the shed for something that wasn't his fault. And also, yeah, maybe you might have to do more of that impression of the reboot of the different version of No Hitter, but this time it's No Runner, where maybe you did the impression of I did the boy is Ben and the girl is Alicia. I basically did it before. Mind if I say it again? Give me the ball, Ben.
No, you're playing out there
With Cassie.
with Cassie.
Yeah, that's because how Max did it to Ord in the original version. But and then basically goes.
Oh no! Alicia hit me! Oh no!
Why did you hit your brother, Alicia?
I didn't even say that at all!
Yes, you did! I said right before we left home!
I said, okay, let's go!
Alright, niños. Go ahead and pitch, Ben. Alicia, we need to talk.
What if there was a sequel to one of the like I said something about a sequel to the episode Walking Small called Walking Tall, where this time it's Squidward that teaches SpongeBob to be assertive and the Krusty Krab instead of Goo Lagoon.
That'd be kind of interesting, because you know how and then Squidward would say, "That wasn't nice." Or what would SpongeBob's creation be like? When where Squidward could try to be nice, but
Or what? It's Squidward that teaches SpongeBob to be assertive, and he's like, "You use me just so you can get your clarinet back after you're punished. That wasn't nice."
that'd be kind of a funny plot.
What if there was one episode that involved around Squidward wanting some ears to hear? It's kind of like the sequel to No Nose Nose, where Patrick wanted a nose, this time with Squidward wanting ears.
That'd be kind of impossible to do, because I know Squidward does have a hard time hearing, and my ears are on my face.
Oh no! Oh, you're right, Patrick.
And SpongeBob cleans up my floors. My floors. I got your ears, Squidward.
You do.
If you want them, you gotta go get them.
There.
Patrick,
Well, Mr. Krabs, what do you think of my new ears?
Mr. Squidward, I don't think those are. Ah! Those are.
I guess I'll always be a freak octopus who won't hear.
Well, Mr. Squidward, it's not that hard to tell. Some fish don't have ears.
Oh, what about when Squidward freaks out? He's like, ah! Those noises are everywhere! It's unbearable!
Nobody tells me that I was gonna have bad hearing.
No
Bad
one
hearing.
told me I have bad earrings! Oh, those noises are everywhere! No! Why does this happen to me? And then
also,
Patrick is like,
What's wrong with that pinhead Squidward?
he's like, oh no! Again! I can't take it!
well, of course, I know he acts serious. He wants to throw away Patrick's something of Patrick's and SpongeBob's. But at least I don't think he tries to make them cry. But like first he does it to I think he would do SpongeBob first and then Patrick, or do Patrick's then SpongeBob's, because you know how Patrick did to Squidward then SpongeBob and no knows.
How?
Basically, I think what he can make his hearing so bad. John, what's making that noise? It's hurting my ears. He's like, sweet Neptune, a very loud radio.
Sweet Neptune, a loud radio. I can't take it.
I'm gonna do something to get it out of my sight. And then he goes,
All right, Mr. Squidward. We've had enough of your complaining. We've gotta do something about it to get rid of that noise you don't like.
And how about the soundbar from Jellyfish Jam? Like, you know, when SpongeBob is jamming to it all the time and Squidward gets really angry.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, not again.
Not like when the jellyfish did it to me before.
Ah, ouch, 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 ouch.
I can't do this at the Krusty Krab. What would the customers think, Squidward? You think enough, SpongeBob. And you think, well, and what if Squidward went to Sandy's Tree Dome instead of the Krusty Krab? Because, you know, Patrick went there after he did it to SpongeBob.
Or what about Squidward going to Patrick's Rock to try to get the noises out?
Well, he does that to Patrick first, but then he does it to SpongeBob afterwards, but then he does Sandy last.
All I want, and what about the ending scene? All I wanted was to be able to hear.
And then all the four stand by the grave saying, Here lies the ears of Squidward tentacles.
And we punished him for it.
Well, this is... and then Squidward... What if Squidward got a nose?
Patrick is like, who cares?
At least I won't have to hear those awful noises again.
I can notice that, you know. Or what about the ending portion of No Nose Knows where Patrick got ears on his one butt? But this one, I think Squidward gets...
What about when Squidward gets... where Squidward gets double the amount of eyes.
I double saw that. Actually, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, I had to turn the patio light on in my apartment because it was getting dark kind of early because I realized there were a little bit of fireworks going on. But anyway, yeah, let's keep going on. What if they do this where Alicia gets angry that Cassie caught the ball in the different version of No Hitter, but first she uses the words like when Quetzal told her, but then she uses the fist a second time when she gets extremely angry. She says, "That was my ball," and then she kicks.
You hurt my
Or what about it? It wouldn't be Cassie's tail like Ord was in the original.
What about Cassie's head?
Wouldn't Alicia pretend to hit Cassie on the head? Or because she can't. It's not like it's supposed to be.
Bonk him on the head backwards.
Ow, my head! Are you all right, Cassie? I tried to make Alicia catch the ball, but she closed her eyes and the ball bounced in front of her, and I wasn't trying to even catch it. And then it landed in my arms, and she bumped me on the head. That's it, Alicia.
That's straw, Alicia. You're going to have to come out of the game for the rest of the day.
No one without Alicia.
We'll never win now. We'll never win now.
You saw how sad Cassie was when you when you hit her on the head, Alicia. But I used the words.
All right.
Well,
What if there was an episode where Plankton disguises himself as Squidward in order to get the secret formula? And then the real Squidward gets very upset that Plankton stole his costume.
Oh, that'd be kind of weird because you know like how Plankton was in Gary's shell? God, I didn't like that episode.
Or what about when Plankton took control of Squidward's brain? Kind of like when Plankton did it to SpongeBob in the episode.
Oh, and you know like when Squidward didn't know how to run the cash register and Mr. Krabs, I don't know how to do the cash register. I think something's wrong with my brain.
Mr. Squidward, I think you're making an excuse to stop working.
It's not me, sir.
I don't want to hear it, Mr. Squidward. Get back to work.
Fine, Mr. Krabs. I'll try hard.
But nothing. Get back to work.
And what if he was trying to tell SpongeBob the order? SpongeBob, we need a double Krabby Patty. Oh, God, my brain. I can't.
Oh, God, my brain. I can't take it anymore. And then it eventually goes haywire. Then he runs out of the Krusty Krab crying. Oh, no, I can't take this plankton bang in my brain anymore.
And then Plankton goes, now I'm out of this. We're a tentacle of an octopus. And then, yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't want you to be in my brain anymore, Plankton. Get out of my brain.
Get out of my brain. I need to focus more on my work. Well, anyways, yeah.
What if there was one episode where Squidward stole the Krabby Patty secret formula away from Plankton and Mr. Krabs, and then yet Squidward gets caught by the police?
And like he stole the formula from one of the two, and then
he stole the formula from Plankton. He took it away from Plankton and threw it into the garbage.
If you don't want the formula, Plankton, you will never see it again. I'm throwing it in the trash. That's how not smart you are. And then
give me back the formula. Give me.
Oh no, you don't. You'll never be able to do it ever again. And Mr. Krabs can just make anything at the Krusty Krab besides Krabby Patties.
Hey, the police come. Give me back your formula, Plankton. It's not yours anymore. It's mine.
But then the police start to chase
Squidward and Plankton for trespassing.
Holy sea cow!
Holy shrimp! It's the police! Hide, Plankton!
You too, Squidward! And then, but fortunately, the police catch them. Well,
hey, well. If it isn't Plankton and Squidward, the trespassing duo.
You two are going to have to, unfortunately, be placed under arrest and speak to the judge. No! You know in good old what's his name, they just tell him, tell it to the judge, lawbreaker.
Wait, I didn't do it! Plankton did it first!
That's no excuse, Mr. Tentacles. You both are going to be placed under arrest.
No!
Well, I think a few days in prison should do you good, Mr. Tentacles.
No! I'm falsely accused! And then he's like, wait a minute, it's my fault. Get Squidward out and put me in prison instead.
Well, if you suggest, Mr. Plankton.
Oh, I want to go out of jail.
Yeah, and of course, that's kind of interesting, yeah. And also, I also wanted to tell you something really cool. In Also, you notice how in the episode Frog Prince from season 1, actually that's the third season 1 episode where it's just Zach and Wheezy absent, but Ord and Cassie are in the episode. Get Off My Cloud is the second of season 1.
What
With
if
the
it was
liking
an
to
episode where where it was just Wheezy being absent, but Zach, Ord, and Cassie were there?
Or what if there was one they made where Zach tries to ski?
Or what about what if there was one episode where Zach and Ord are both afraid of something?
You know, like something like skiing?
Yeah.
I don't know how to ski!
It's even harder than riding a bike!
It's even harder than riding a bike!
And he's like, and then Zach is like, I give up! I'll never ski!
We can't give up, guys. You just need to practice.
For you to say, I tried everything! I tried and tried again, it just wouldn't work!
But then they eventually find a way to basically make it better. Well, anyway, what if there was a sequel to The Big Race? Like, you know, like when... Well, basically I think they swap characters putting around on different ones, but actually, what if Max raced with Cassie in the sequel to The Big Race called... Well, what would the name of the title be called, but the original was called The Big Race?
It would be called Another Fun Race.
Another Fun Race. Interesting. I think it would just be a new episode from season 4, basically. But they had, but you said season.
And it would be repeated with a season 1 repeat of A Liking to Biking.
Okay, I thought, like I said, you said yes. Season 4 repeated season 1 episode. So Liking to Biking would be the good repeated episode for Another Fun Race.
It could repeat season 1 episode with Another Fun Race.
And also, what if they actually switched it up? Like, you know how maybe Max could ride with Cassie, and what if Enrique rode with Ord? But actually, no, Cassie doesn't like to be alone. So yeah, Max does with Cassie, and what if
Enrique with Ord and Zach and Wheezy with Emmy?
Or Zach and Wheezy did fine by themselves in the original on a scooter. So what if Lorca and Emmy did it this time?
What if
and
there was
then,
and what if there was the sequel to the episode The Greatest Show in Dragonland, where it's this time Ord that severely sprained his tail?
He was those, oh, my tail! I think I sprung my tail on one of the dandelion fuzzies. And I don't think he would scream boo boo alert like Zach did.
It really hurts.
Guys, go back down. Go back, guys. Ord got hurt. What happened, Ord?
I sprained my tail. It hurts.
Now what? I think we have to find a way to fix that issue. Luckily, we brought some spare bandages in this aid kit.
I think you might need to visit Dr. Boo Boo Gun.
Oh no! I don't want to be. I'm not afraid. Unlike Zach was. But I know they just have a kit like they did in the original of season 1. What would the title be called? The sequel to The Greatest Show in Dragonland?
It would be called Get Well Ord.
Oh God, that one but this one they don't have to go to Dr. Boo Boo Gun. But unlike in the original, they didn't do that. But the sequel they for some reason did. And yes, I did the same Dr. Boo Boo Gun impression. Coming. Well, Ord, you must have run into another accident again. Oh, don't you worry, big guy. We'll get your tail. You'll get your tail fixed up with a very extra protection bandage. It'll keep you safe.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to run around or pick dragonberries. It looks like you'll have to pick some dragonberries for me. My tail is really sprained. I can't run around.
Yeah, especially for your next adventure, you'll have to take a day off.
Day off? No!
What? I always like to pick dragon berries. They're delicious and...
Well, I guess I'll have to pick those dragon berries until you're fully recovered.
Yeah, well, it was, yeah. Also, like, what if Emmy lost her temper in the sequel, Another Fun Race? Or, no, I think...
What about Emmy and Max both lost their temper together when...
Basically, like, when what would the first one Max do to Cassie, basically? Are you doing alright, Cassie?
You said you didn't want to help me, so I'm not helping you.
Well, that's not fair. It's not fair, Cassie. If you don't need me to help you, I'm just gonna get off our vehicle.
And if you don't need me to help you, Max and I are leaving.
Wait, we can't get off our vehicle. It still says the rules say we need at least 1 foot on our vehicle. And then Quetzal comes up and... Quetzal, we need your help. ¿Qué pasa, niños? Why don't you guys race...
Niños? What's wrong?
Max doesn't want to race anymore with me.
And neither does Emmy. They both don't want to race.
Well, it seems as though you really don't think you should race with each other and should have your own vehicle. But we do need each other, Quetzal. It's against the rules of the race. I mean, I guess I could let Max help me sometime. And I promise, Cassie, I'll try and do something if you ever need if I do something, you can help me at all times.
What if there was a sequel to the episode Eggs Over Easy where Cyrus the Slinky Serpent appears, but this time he steals Ord's Dragonberry Cupcake and Zach's and Easy's musical instruments?
Oh God! And if it kind of like how Ord would go, wait, where'd my cupcake go?
Where did our musical instruments go?
It must have been happened to Cyrus. He was the one.
Cyrus! Oh, I want my instruments back.
And I want my cupcake back. Don't worry, guys. We'll get your stuff back. We just need to find a way to trick Cyrus. That way, he can
Cyrus, that is the last straw. You give me back my instruments right now, or I am calling the Dragonland police.
Yeah, I would do the same thing with my cupcake.
And my musical instruments that Weezy and I have prepared to play with together during a concert.
And my cupcake has been made special for all these years.
I'll never steal again.
And then he just does something funny to choke on something. It's his defeat. And also, what if there was a sequel to the episode Frog Prince where basically Enrique can't take this pet with him home, or just because Max couldn't take Hoppy home, or
what about if
Emmy
Enrique couldn't take his dragon, dragon turtle home?
Well, I think they would do the same thing to either Frog Prince or Bye Bye Baby Birdie, where they could do something to help him remember the frog. Or would it be a frog just like Max did in Frog Prince?
What if there was a sequel to the episode Wheezy's Last Laugh, where this time Mr. Pop steals something of Zach's?
Well, it wouldn't be his laugh, right?
It would not be his laugh. It would be his angry voice removed.
That'd be kind of funny. Like, would be called Zach's last what was it?
Last growl.
Last growl? Okay. And then he would exclaim, but they could add Cassie to it, right?
Wait, yeah.
What were you saying? Do the impression.
Wheezy? Oh, that
That's strange.
I can never be angry again.
And I need that anger in case I need it, in case you distract me sometimes.
Don't worry, we'll get your anger back, and I will punish Mr. Pop.
He'll
At
surely
the
be
end.
punished for sure.
And what
And
about
what
at
the
the end, Mr. Pop gets like,
Mr. Pop, don't you ever steal stuff like that again. If you do that again, I'm taking you to Dragonland jail. You
Or basically
understand?
the Dragonland Court.
I'm taking you to Dragonland court. You understand?
Oh no! I promise I will not take any. I can't do a good Mr. Pop impression. I'm bad at it. Sorry.
oh no, I promise I won't ever take it again. I don't want to be punished.
And what if they put a funny impression on his, like, you know, when they swap them the voices around? And also, like, you know, when they make funny sounds at
It
the
kind of
end.
reminds me of the Flintstones episode where they swap voices due to a science experiment gone wrong by the doctors.
Oh. And also,
Sure.
what if there was a sequel to the episode? Well, I know we've made a fan-made version called My Max or Bust, but I know they have to take out Enrique because, you know, in the original, that Enrique wasn't available at the time.
Or what if there was an
Basically,
episode from yeah, what if there was a sequel to the Big Cake Mix-Up where this time it's involved around Dragonberry cookies?
oh, that'd be kind of interesting because, you know, like they do a cookie contest to see which one of the cookies is the best, and they
But
Yes.
unlike the Big Cake Mix-Up where they win second prize, is like this special chocolate Dragonberry cookie wins first prize.
Oh, you know what? They could have actually celebrated with a special tea because they won first prize. Unlike in the original, they were so upset that they won second place. Because then they celebrate with a big celebration tea and have a celebration of cookies and other
I
stuff.
can't believe we won first place.
We can have a celebration tea whenever we like. We'll always have a
Good going, Daisy.
We did a great job. Unlike, even though we did unfortunately win second place like last time, now we can really celebrate. Well, you
Well.
Well, I thought of something else in mind. Let's play music.
That's a great idea, Ord. Let's do this.
And then they sing This Old Dragon once again, just like in Calling Dr. Zack.
Yeah. And hold on a second. Yeah, I think I see lightning. I think we best if we take this.
It might
Not
be
right.
fireworks then.
No, it's actually thunder. I noticed from the. Actually, yeah, it's fireworks. Mind if we do this inside? Hold on. I'm going to turn this cam off for a second, but we can still chat.
Sure.
Will we talk about other stuff?
Yeah, we'll stay until like.
All right, here I am.
We could stay until like maybe until it reaches 9 in my area. Then we can.
Yeah, I think it could possibly work.
Yes. So, what if there was like another season 4 episode that repeated the season 1 episode? This one, well, I know we talked about this once, but it's called Ord's Favorite Pet. Paired
Yeah.
with a rerun of Goodbye Little Catterpoozle.
Well, yeah, that makes sense because Goodbye Little Catterpoozle is the episode 2B of season 1.
And it would be the first Dragon Tales episode that focuses on a serious issue, like
Yeah.
yeah, like death. Ord's Favorite Pet would be the second episode to deal with that.
Yeah. And also, actually, hang on a second. Anyways, yeah, sorry about that. I forgot to grab my water bottle outside on my patio. But anyway, let's just keep on going. You said something about, what would the episode be called? You said something Ord's
Favorite Pet, where it's a talking dragon tiger.
Yeah, I know you mentioned, yes, it wouldn't be like a sad funeral. Because you know how, like, in the montage,
the tiger has passed away, when in fact it was taking a long nap because it was tired from chasing.
Yeah, because you know how in the montage when they think it was Poozy's funeral in Goodbye Little Catterpoozle? Because I know, like, how, Cassie still had tears in her eyes, but she did a kind of happy expression with tears in her eyes when she was, I'll never forget how you crawled in my couch and tickled me. Goodbye.
Well, I was like, well, what if Ord is like shocked to find out that the tiger thing was actually woke up? He's like, well, I guess it's time we say goodbye. Ah!
Well, yeah, that would not be as bad as, like, how they thought it was going to be Poozy's funeral in the original. But this one, and then they realized the tiger woke up.
Ah! Oh! You!
Well, I thought of something, like, how dare you force Anthony Millins and Robert P.A. to watch Barney and Friends? Today is your second punishment day. First punishment, you will be watching Sesame Street.
And then, like,
punishment, taking another cold shower. Third punishment, being sent to military school.
why would they? Who would honestly go to military school? No one likes military school, honestly.
Well, that's just fan-made dialogue. That would be Marty's dad, Mike. So anyway, back to what you were saying, Movie and Game Lover 98.
Yeah, and also, something else I could have done myself. What if? Oh man, what if they made a fan-made Edward Comes to Breakfast, or basically? And yes, Edward crashes. Yeah, like, how we did a James Comes to Breakfast one, where basically James crashes into the school this time.
It's like, gosh, I am so sorry, sir. I tried to control myself and control my speed, but at least it wouldn't be that bad of a accident, because it would be more minor.
Well, yeah, and, like, are you talking about the Edward version or the James one?
The Edward one. It would be a more minor accident because at least things don't break. He just bumps into it, but nothing crashes over.
Okay. But also, what if they could make something Edward's replacement?
Well,
but
maybe,
I don't think. But not like Sir Tom Matt telling off.
Maybe James could be Edward's replacement, since he's basically the same size as Edward, except he's a different color.
Yeah, and also, who could be the predicament one for when Edward is away, but James is the replacement? Who could be the predicament one? Would it be one of the bigger engines, or it could be Thomas or Percy?
It would be called James's predicament.
No, I think because James has to be the replacement, they have to be someone else for the predicament.
There was one called Diesel's predicament.
Ah, look out!
Diesel, I am very disappointed in you.
We must now try to run the bridge line with Henry and the other. You have put us in an awkward predicament, Diesel. I'm very sorry, sir. You must stay there till we are ready. And you really must be more careful with freight cars.
Man, what if there was like what if there was like a season 4 episode of Dragon Tales where one of those dragons are just, having a sad day or something. Like what if
Yeah.
What if Max had a sad day in Dragonland? Because Emmy was not here. We already did it in season 2, but what if it happened again in season 4? And this time, Max really misses Emmy, that he even bursts into tears. And then Orr joins in crying with him. It's like, I know how you feel.
Or what if Max had a different cloud like Orr did?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Hi.
Was that like pretend like to be calling on a phone or something? Like, when Max really misses Emmy and he's just having a sad day in Dragonland?
Yeah.
And that's be another one we have Max solo. Well, and also, I'm trying to think of another one, like, how, who would, honestly, how they make a sequel to, what would the episode be called? What if they made one called Henry Takes a Tumble instead of Gordon Takes a Tumble? Basically, like, when Henry this time is rude to Salty.
Or what about when Henry is rude to Emily?
Watch out! You'll get my paint all dirty.
Pulling freight cars is a sooty job. You would never know.
Of course not. Big engines like me don't like to pull freight cars sometimes.
Henry? And what about the ending scene? Like, Henry, I am very disappointed in you.
Or
You
a thought,
Emily, how silly it is to. You would show them how silly it is to be rude to other engines.
Sorry, sir.
I will talk to Emily about this later, but I must get you back on the tracks and back to the sheds to have you mended.
and also, I also noticed something too. Do you notice that, well, you said, like, yes, Toss the Rumors is the only season 5 episode where Alec Baldwin does both his Gordon and his Henry voice?
Yeah?
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure, because also, I know it's, yes, in season 6 he speaks normally for Gordon and Henry. But I think, yes, towards the end of Percy's Chocolate Crunch, Henry says, chalk ice on wheels.
But I kind of wish season 6 had the season 5 voices as well.
Yeah, that's why season 6, for some people say, is one of the boring seasons of
classic series seasons.
weakest, I should say, because they say how Alec Baldwin's narration is so bland and boring. I don't find him as bad in season 6, but season 7 is definitely weaker for me of the classic series,
because of the music being changed in most.
Yeah. But for some reason, yes, there's only one Thomas TV that does have the original Mike and Jr. music, both Michael Brandon narrating 3 season 7 episodes.
And for some reason, they used the season 6 Thomas intro in the Thomas and the Jet Engine DVD, while New Friends for Thomas had the season 7 intro, which is basically those.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how Thomas and the Jet Engine, released months after New Friends for Thomas, had the season 6 intro with Thomas going into the snow instead of the season 7 intro, which is a revised version of the seasons 1 through 5 intro, but with the word Thomas and friends.
Yeah. And also, I also noticed that I know for
another version of Thomas's Halloween Adventures where they actually used the classic series Thomas theme.
Yeah, because despite it's for some reason uses the new series engine roll call, intro, outro, and end credits. There are absolutely no hit era series episodes in that DVD at all.
There's another version of the DVD that used the correct classic series intro and end credits and name board sequences between them.
It basically goes, you know how the themes go of Thomas, but I'm not going to basically sing them out.
Yeah, it goes bum, 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 bum. That's how the classic one goes, and the newer one goes bum, da, dum, 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 dum.
Well, but basically starting from season 11 up to season 18, they have the children singing the engine roll call lyrics in the intro. But yeah, anyways, yeah. And also, what if they could make the intro of season 4 of Dragon Tales, but let gentlemen sing it instead of women?
Or yet better yet, why not have Ziggy Marley sing the Dragon Tales theme in season 4, kind of like when he sang the Arthur theme in all episodes?
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool if they did. And also, hold on. Here, this should be a lot easier. Yeah, and also, I don't think I would have liked is that, what was it? Also, yes, I also noticed there are some other Michael Angelis versus Michael Brandon narrations I can do. Yeah, I don't like the Michael Angelis ones in the hit era where he makes Percy and James scream their lines out really hard. But Michael Brandon does it somewhat okay.
Yeah, and
I do know that in I think I remember trying to remember the season 8 episode. I think it was the was it? I try to remember. It's like Thomas and the jet plane from season 10, the first appearance of Jeremy the jet plane. Yeah, I think Michael Angelis' narration is okay in that one, but Michael Brandon's just somewhat does it better. Because you know how they would go like, I never want to talk to a jet plane again. Like in Michael Angelis' version, he basically goes, I never want to talk to a jet plane again.
What if there was an Alec Baldwin's version? He's like, I never want to talk to a jet plane again.
Basically, he says, I never want to talk to a jet plane ever again.
Or what about if there was a George Carlin version? He's like, I never want to talk to a jet plane again.
That'd be kind of interesting because, I know season 10 came out 2 years before George Carlin passed away in late 2006. Well, basically a year and a half because June 2008 was when George Carlin passed away. So about a year and a half before George Carlin's death. Or what if they made a George Carlin version of Hector the Horde where they basically...
Like, keep away!
Or what about the Ringo Starr version, basically?
Keep away.
And what about the Alec Baldwin version? Like after Tom says, Bill and Ben were right.
Keep away.
Bill and Ben were right. Hector is scary.
What if Alec Baldwin did it in a similar version to Michael Brandon's, but not as ominous? Like, keep away.
Yeah, I like the Michael Angelis version where they basically goes, Keep away. And also like when Thomas derailed Hector, but he didn't mean for that accident to happen. At least he didn't try to yell anymore, because like I know Michael Brandon says, because I'm scared. Because I'm new.
What if there was a Dragon Tales Season 4 episode where they go to a carnival again, just like an All Together Now?
Well, actually, it was also in All Together Now from Season 2. And what
All
if...
Together Now's from Season 3.
Well, All Together... Yeah, I know that. But try You Like It, I mean, from Season 2.
What if there was a Season 4 episode where they revisit it? This time it's where there's like...
Maybe like Ord or Cassie?
Dizzy Dragons.
Dizzy Dragons?
Yeah, where Ord is afraid of going into the Dizzy Dragons ride again because he's worried that he would get sick and throw up.
Oh god, then we had some cartoon version of him puking, and then it'd be so gross.
But
he basically was, oh, I think I'm gonna... Ew! Ord! You threw
I
up
couldn't
all...
help it. This ride makes me sick.
Well, you shouldn't have tried to.
I never want to go in that ride again.
And also, I can do some of the lines from All Together Now from Season 3. Basically, when Max is left out saying, it's not fair.
what were your thoughts on Max's Season 3 voice compared to his Seasons 1 to 2 voice?
Kind of looks like he sounds like a teenager woman, but he's still 4 years old in the show, despite they just made his voice more like a teenager. Basically, like when he tells Cassie what's been going on because he's been feeling left out so much. I found that part kind of adorable, if you ask me. Like, you know, when they hug each other and then they figure out a way to... And Max tries out this advice from Cassie. Well, basically goes...
Sequel to the episode The Sorrow and the Party.
Where basically... what if they made one where, like, you know... Where Emmy was uninvited to one of her friends' birthdays,
Or
and then...
what about if a dragon was uninvited instead of a human?
Well, it could be possible, because, you know, who could be the best possible character to do it?
Or...
Ord?
Yeah, because he would be sad. He's like, I know how you feel. I was sad when I wasn't invited. And why not have Ord burst into tears in the sequel, unlike Max, who didn't? He's like,
I really wanted to go to this party.
Well, I know how you feel, Ord. I have felt the same way when I was uninvited to my friend's birthday party. And
Really?
Yeah, I felt the same way, but you guys helped cheer me up and stop thinking about it. And we'll do the same thing to help you. Not
Okay, but I really want to go to the party.
And yeah. And also, mind if I do the lines when Max explains to Cassie why he's been feeling left out? Basically, Cassie asks, what's wrong? What's wrong, Max? Aren't you having any fun? Emmy didn't want to go on the roller coaster with me. She wanted to ride with Enrique instead. Oh, I bet that hurt your feelings. Yeah, I tried to do something we could all do together.
But there was
like
a sequel All Together Now where this time Emmy is left out because Max would rather go with Ord and not hang out with her as much.
Yeah, basically, like, you know how Enrique and Cassie would sit on the bench and Emmy would say, it's not fair. And yes, Quetzal would still say, ¿Qué pasa, Emmy? And she still says, Hola, Quetzal. What are you doing? Waiting to still get dunked. As I always am. What's the matter?
There was a sequel to the episode Ord's Unhappy Birthday, where this time it's called Zach's Angry Birthday.
Because Zach's really, basically he's really impatient because he wants to just be with his friends on his birthday. I just want to be with my friends on my birthday.
But nobody cares about me anymore. Oh boy, that makes me so mad. And then Zach does the right thing.
Yes, talks to Quetzal. What's wrong, Zach? You are
I was planning to have a great birthday party. No one wanted to hang out with me and stuff. I was really looking forward to hanging out with my friends. But
and basically,
they'd better not hang out with me anymore. Boy, am I angry.
Well, I'm very sorry, Nino. I know what you feel. Wouldn't this be the time when Zach is separate from Wheezy, or would Wheezy be next to Zach?
Wheezy would be next to Zach, but it's the noises that Wheezy makes that aggravate Zach even more.
Because, yeah. Basically, like Zach would talk to Quetzal, basically saying, well, Zach, if you really want to see how you're feeling, ask your friends about it. That's how Ord did it when he talked to me about it before.
Really?
Of course, Zach.
Could you please let me in? I've been really angry because I wasn't coming in. So could I please come in? I promise I won't be angry anymore.
Of course. You can come in now.
Oh, boy.
And then they come out and yell, surprise! Happy birthday, Zach!
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Time to open some presents.
We got you some cool gifts.
Our new harmonica. It's beautiful.
Don't worry, Zach. We're here by your side. How you felt. And also, what if they made a different kind of cake, or be the same one from Ord's Unhappy Birthday?
It would be a different one where it's more chocolate flavored.
I guess Zach loves chocolate.
Oh, boy. Chocolate cake. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
This is the best birthday I've ever had. Just like when Ord did it on his birthday.
What if there was...
Couldn't they reuse on Ord's Unhappy Birthday with that one called Zach's Mad Birthday?
Yeah, what if there was what if there was a sequel to the episode Sounds Like Trouble?
What would it be called?
It would be called The Case of the Missing Clarinet.
Ooh, that'd be kind of interesting.
Where the clarinet leaps away into the cave, and then Ord is like, I don't want to go into the cave. And then Zach is like, but Ord, if we don't go into the cave now, we won't get the clarinet. And I need to find it so we could play for the concert tomorrow.
Interesting to do it before tomorrow's activity in an episode like that. So I guess the repeat episode can be Sounds Like Trouble, right?
Yeah. So what exactly happens in that episode where they have to go to the cave to find the clarinet?
Yeah, interestingly enough, but what if the different characters got stage fright? Like, it Sounds Like Trouble, it was Zach and Ord, but what if it was Wheezy and Cassie?
Or what about Emmy and Max? Or what about Enrique? What about Enrique getting stage fright and then Emmy and Max are comforting them?
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting.
Or what if there was a sequel to the episode called A Smashing Success. This time Max does something and Ord is playing something.
What the instrument was Ord playing in the original Smashing Success?
The saxophone. It will be the exact same saxophone that Max breaks.
Basically, I think he basically goes,
Oh no! I broke Ord's clarinet! What if Ord doesn't like me anymore?
and Emmy goes, "Uh-oh, you're in trouble, Max."
Emmy, please! Don't tell!
Max, it's okay. We won't tell anyone. If you just pluck up your courage and just tell the truth. But what if Ord doesn't want to be my friend anymore, Emmy?
Of course she'll still be your friend if you tell the truth.
But I'm scared, Emmy. What if Ord did
I
it to
know
me?
it's hard. It kind of reminds me of how I felt when I broke Wheezy's trumpet.
Well, I'll try my hardest.
And then what if Zach gets framed again for something Max did?
Or what if Ord, because it was Max doing it on Ord, Ord would do it on Cassie first, but then
do it on Emmy afterwards.
And then Max would whisper "Psst" to Zach and Wheezy.
Psst.
Zach and Wheezy! Whoa, Max! What is it, Max? And what if they did this?
I accidentally broke Ord's saxophone.
You did? What should we? I think you should tell the truth. But what if Ord still doesn't want to be my friend anymore?
No, come on.
But I think it'd be safer if.
Well, it's always safer to tell the truth than to be sorry.
But what if you guys just tell Ord?
We'll come with you.
Or what if they just went by themselves and then Zach and Wheezy go up to the Ord or what if they did it to Emmy, basically?
Yeah.
Basically, Emmy, we have something to tell you.
I can't believe I won't be able to play my saxophone again.
Psst. Ord, over here.
Huh?
Zach and Wheezy. What is it? No, it's us, Zach and Wheezy.
What do you want to tell me? I can't play my saxophone anymore.
Well, we just wanted to tell you something important.
What?
That neither of Cassie or Emmy. What if Ord did this to Zach? Because you know how Wheezy did it to Cassie in the original? Then I guess it was you, Zach, who did it.
I didn't do it!
Thanks a lot, Max! Now Ord will never talk to me and Wheezy ever again! And I wasn't the one who did it!
He's like, what am I gonna do? Telling the truth is harder than I thought!
And then what if Emmy went over and said, Quetzal, Max is in trouble now.
Don't tell! Don't tell!
Well, we should probably figure out, pretend it was some kind of creature who thought he did do it.
That's not gonna work! Remember when Emmy did it? That's not gonna work! I'm gonna tell the truth from the start!
I broke your saxophone, Ord! I tried to fix it!
You broke my saxophone! Why didn't you come tell me the truth sooner?
Well, I didn't
want to because I was scared you were not going to be my friend anymore, Ord.
I understand. I know it can be very hard, but next time, please come here sooner than later. I was really worried about my saxophone.
If you could have just told me, little buddy, I wouldn't have made Cassie and Zach feel bad. Sorry, you two. Wait, I'm doing the one where he does a fan-made apology. Sorry, Weezy and Zach and Cassie.
We forgive you.
We forgive you, Ord. I guess no one wants to be my friend anymore. Of course we do, Max.
I love you no matter what happens.
Really, Ord?
Yes, buddy. Come here, dragon hug.
Oh, thanks, Ord. Well, now what are we going to do about the saxophone? We got to get the show started very soon, and it's coming tonight.
I have something in mind. Shazam! A new saxophone.
Now the saxophone is back to how it was.
Oh boy, let's party!
Let's perform for this concert. And yes, a smashing success would be the sequel to this. What would be the sequel name be called to a smashing success?
It would be called Another Smashing Success.
Oh yeah, like we did with another version of A Wild Time.
What if there was a sequel to the Emmy's Dreamhouse episode where Enrique wants to do things his way, and then Emmy tells Enrique the story of how they felt when Emmy wanted to do things her way.
Or what if they did it Max's way? Or what they call it Enrique's dream house?
It would be called Enrique's Dream House.
And
There.
basically, in the opposite, it goes backwards orders. Emmy made Zach and Wheezy mad first, and then she made Cassie upset, and then Ord mad. Basically, what if they do it forwards order? Basically, Enrique makes Ord upset first, and then Cassie, then Zach and Wheezy go forwards order.
What? No! My Dragonberry cupcake collection!
Or basically, like in the original, Zach and Wheezy get mad first, or if you want to do it with Ord upset first, that's fine.
Let's do it with Ord bursting into tears first. You know, like
this Dragonberry cupcake's gonna fall off!
And then basically, what if Cassie did the same thing with the books, but Enrique put a plant? Or I don't think it would be a books thing for Cassie, but what about a cool decorative picture?
Yeah, and then it's like, all right.
No, my Dragonberry cupcake!
And what about Cassie's one where what if she got mad at Enrique? Just like how Zach and Wheezy and Zach and Wheezy and Ord are mad at Emmy, but Cassie cries in Emmy's version.
Where Ord cries in Enrique's version.
Well, yes, but who would get mad at Enrique, Cassie or Zach and Wheezy?
Zach and Wheezy would get mad first.
Well, that's basically like I said. The original, it starts with Emmy making Zach and Wheezy mad, but then she made Cassie cry second, and then finally she made Ord mad as well.
What if they made Ord cry first, and then Cassie cries again, and then Zach and Wheezy get very mad? This would be the only instance in which both dragons cry.
Oh yeah, but unlike in the original, two of them are mad at Emmy. And basically,
no, my Dragonberry cupcake collection.
And then what would Enrique say after that?
I just want it to look very special. And what about Cassie's one?
No!
My CDs!
Or maybe the CD should work for Zach and Wheezy's part. What about Cassie saying, my picture?
And then finally he makes Zack and Wheezy mad.
Look what you did to the CDs! You completely scratched them! Now I won't be able to listen to them, and it's all thanks to you!
And then all of them get mad eventually at Enrique.
You ruined my special Dragonberry cupcake! And my picture!
And our CDs! Actually, I think your CDs are kind of cool, Zachy. And who would say you're not being nice and...
You know what,
You're not.
Emmy would reprimand Enrique. You know what, Enrique? You are not being nice.
Oh my god, this is the first time they get all mad at Enrique. This would be rare.
But I was just trying to make it better.
Come on, guys, let's go do it somewhere else.
Hey! What's the trouble, Enrique? Would a tree joke cheer you up?
No, Sid. I don't really think it would work.
Come on! It always works when I have a bad day.
What would be a good joke to put in that remake?
Oh, wait.
But in the original, Sid asks Emmy, so, friend troubles, huh?
They're mad at me because I wanted to do things my own way.
And yes, I think it would be a snow cloud basically coming in.
We gotta get inside before it really snows us down! Come on, everybody! We gotta get inside before we become dragon ice cream!
That's a good one if you ask me.
What would be good about it?
Like when Ord explains out, we'll be dragon ice cream. That's a funny one.
We'll freeze! We'll freeze! Come on! Let's get out of there!
And what if they use a different kind of umbrella?
Wait! Enrique! This is not going to work!
The roof will not fit on this time.
The roof will not fit on! What makes you think it will?
Well, if you just put it at a different angle, it should keep it from carving the snow in.
Well, that didn't work.
Now what? We'll be turned into dragon ice cream now! Unless they use that giant parasol.
Come on, everybody! I'm gonna get a much bigger umbrella! This one's too small!
We need a much bigger umbrella.
Let's toss it off! Let's get the bigger umbrella! Phew! Finally! Nice and warm!
It's free from the snow.
What if there was a sequel? What if there was a sequel to the talent pool episode? Where this
who would
time
be a good-
it's Snowflake that gives talent.
Well, basically, I think, what would be the title called for the sequel to the talent pool?
It would be called it would be called Snow Talent.
Snow talent?
It's a pun on no talent.
Oh. No talent, I mean. Who would be the good take on it since Cassie was the one who didn't have good talents?
It would be Zack and Wheezy.
And yes, I think what happens in this one, I think,
What if Zack and Wheezy accidentally kicked Ord's tail? Kind of like when Ord got his tail kicked in no-hitter, except by accident.
oh, this would be kind of different if you ask me. Because, you know, like when they do something and it just hurts Ord's tail, and Ord's, oh, my tail!
Because I would be like,
Ouch! 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 My tail! I can never jump again! Ah!
Josh! Ord, I'm really sorry!
Ah,
Here, I'll put a bandage over your boo-boo.
ah, ah. What a relief!
But we still don't have a talent for the talent show. We'll never get this thing done in time.
The episode. What if in the beginning of this episode, unlike when Cassie was just upset in the talent pool, why not have Zach and Wheezy be emotionally upset, and they like burst into a few tears, and then Enrique is like, don't cry, Zach and Wheezy.
We can't help it. We can't find a good talent to do in the talent show.
I'm sure you'll find talent somewhere.
I'm sure you'll find it, guys. It's really easy to find one, how I found one before.
And what about the ending was like,
I think I found what my talent is. Or I like to help people just like Cassie.
and he's like, talent, that gives me an idea.
Yeah,
Our talent is making beautiful music.
yeah. And also, yes, I'm also going to tell you this. Mind if I do more of this, the reboot version of No Hitter called No Runner, where basically, yes, Alicia gets a timeout from Quetzal after she hit Cassie on the head, excuse me. And then, yes, Zach still says, we'll never win now. And also when Quetzal says, you saw how Cassie was sad when you hit her, Alicia. But I used the words. Well, next time, if you feel like hitting someone, stop and find something else to hit instead. Ha!
What if there was a sequel to the Calling Dr. Zach episode?
Maybe I think like they could just put. I think he said something about Calling Dr. Zach. What if that was placed as the last episode? Because you know how we made a fan-made one of Zach. No, Ord and Cassie getting stung by a dragon bee. What if Calling Dr. Zach was the repurposed one for that one or something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already know what the one where the bee goes. Well, and also like. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah. Yeah. What would the sequel be called?
The episode James Goes Buzz Buzz.
Oh man, when I was a kid, this part where the bee started swarming down back to the screen scared me. Basically, like when it went swarming down back down, and it was gonna sting James on the nose before it stung James on the nose. Man, can I tell you the George Carlin one is so funny?
It would be like.
Or Michelangelo goes, "Eeeeee," or it's, "Eeeeee," whistled James.
A sequel to that called Percy's Buzz the Accident.
He would probably scream out "Eek" too.
And Percy would probably cry in pain since he's younger.
Well, that'd be hard to do with tears in his eyes. Because they never did a face with him with tears in his eyes unlike Thomas and James. And also, you know, I think of a cool thing, like, what if they made a sequel to Back to the Storybook called... What would a good sequel be called?
It would be called, Fairy Tales in Dragonland.
Interesting. I think what they could possibly do is make it a better introduction, let Enrique meet Finn in a better way, because Finn's Blankie was the worst idea to make an episode with Enrique and Finn.
This would be a better one, and this would be the first time we see Cassie's babies, Kiki and Finn, and Ord's baby, Brian.
Yeah. And basically, yes, they don't cry. They just make their worried faces. And also, what if there was a sequel to the Dragon Scouts one, where basically it's Ord's take this time, where
and Ord and Max.
Well, yeah, Ord and Max, and basically, Ord gets a phone call from his parents during the I should call it Dragon Boy Scouts, or would it be Dragon? What would be a sequel one to the Dragon?
The first time Ord's dad speaks.
Oh yes, and basically, Ord comes out and says, "Nothing's wrong. I have to go home. My dad just called me. I have to take care of some babysitting."
What if Ord's dad sounded like a monster? It's like,
Ord, it's time to go to the Dragon Scouts meeting.
And this sounded like what how in the original Dragon Scouts, where Emmy had to help some Dragon Girl Scouts.
What if there were Boy Scouts? Dragon Boy Scouts.
Called it Dragon Boy Scouts, unlike in the original where it's just called Dragon Scouts.
Yeah.
They should have called it Dragon Girl Scouts, but honestly, anyone can do the Scouts group if you're a boy or girl, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, in this one, Ord, yes, explains to Max, "Nothing's wrong. I have to go home for a while. My dad said he needs some help."
What if there was a season 4 episode where Lorca was made fun of for her disability and she begins crying? This time it's Spike that makes fun of Lorca's disability.
Oh, don't listen to Spike. He was mean to Cassie before. And when he did it to me before. If he tries to make fun of your disabilities, Lorca, don't pay any attention to him, or just either don't listen to him or tell him.
Yeah, I completely agree with what Ord says. If you can't say something nice, Spike, don't say anything at all.
This would be a cool one. Spike gets another punishment from Quetzal. What would be a different hunt? Like, in Bully for You, they had to do sugar plums. What if it was called Bully for Lorca, but, what would be a good picking instead of sugar plums in the original Bully for You? Could it be like,
what about
a banana hunt?
What about a basket of apples?
Apples would be good, because, I think apples would be the easiest for Lorca to pick. And, what would be a special one so that if Spike accidentally took Lorca's basket of apples, but she stood up to Spike, unlike Cassie didn't do it?
You give me back my basket of apples right now, or I'm gonna tell on Quetzal.
Lorca, calm down. I didn't mean it like that. I just wanted to have more sugar plums.
That doesn't matter. It's still not nice to be mean to someone with disabilities.
You should treat more respect to your disability, Spike. I'm not good at Lorca's impression, I'm sorry. Even though I know the person who voices her. Isn't that the same lady who voiced Zack and Wheezy? No, Wheezy and Finn. Is it Kathleen Barr, or is it a different actress?
I will go look it up.
Okay, because I think if it was a different one, I hope it's because I know Ellen Kennedy did the voice of Kiki and Cassie's mom. Because, like I said, I don't.
Lenore Zan is the voice of Lorca in Dragon Tales.
Oh, interesting. Lenore someone, the voice of Lorca. And Lorca tells Spike sternly, "You treat me very nicely, because you can't. That's not a way to treat a disability dragon who has been born a disability. You need to pay tribute and respect to them." And then Spike would get in more trouble again.
What if there was a Dragon Tales version of the episode Sailor Mouth, where Max learns a swear word and Quetzal.
Oh my!
And Quetzal tells him not to use it.
Well, I think they have to make these animal sounds. How in Sailor Mouth they do the dolphin sounds whenever SpongeBob and Patrick say that inappropriate word because they don't want to say it.
The word screaming was used for the swearing when.
That's kind of interesting because what kind of funny animal sound could it be? Like, in the SpongeBob Sailor Mouth version, it's a dolphin sound, like when they make the swear word, when they say the swear word, but they have to cut it out.
Use a cat for.
And like, they pretend like, they say the bad words, like, this word. What did you say, Max? God, Max was getting. Oh, Max, you shouldn't say that word in school. It can hurt someone's feelings. You could get them in big trouble, or you could get in trouble. I also like, how
and then
sometimes
what if there was one scene where Emmy and Max were playing Eels and Escalators, and then Emmy tells Max off, and he's like, "You said that bad word, Max! I'm telling on Ketzel."
No, Emmy, please don't tell.
But you said.
Aha! Now I'm telling Ketzel on you first.
Well,
and also like when
he's like, "I'm gonna let go of your lips, Emmy and Maxito. When I do, please calmly tell me what is need to be told. Understand?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Emmy, I'm giving you a warning. Max, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And what would Max be ashamed of? Like, what his punishment be? Because like he'd get Mr. Krabs did to SpongeBob and Patrick to paint the Krusty Krab.
What if they painted like? What if they had to do paint Zack and Wheezy's knucker hole as punishment because it was all washed. The colors from the knucker hole were all washed up.
Oh God, that'd be kind of interesting because then well, what would happen is like. What if Ketzel noticed something? What if they did the same thing, Mr. Krabs? He stubbed on a rock and he kept saying all the bad words, but they used the cat meow sound effects to cut off the swearing.
Actually, the dragons wouldn't curse.
Well, yeah.
Ketzel wouldn't even do that at all.
Well, basically, what if dragons would be in that one? Because, they'd make a different version of Sailor Mouth.
Yeah. You're gonna paint Zack and Wheezy's knucker hole from top to bottom. Like, and then Zack and Wheezy accidentally say those words, and after
and what if Zack or Wheezy hurt their foot? Yep. Like, basically, Zack and Wheezy say that words.
Zack and Wheezy say those words after they step on a rubber ducky by accident.
Oh, like yeah. So.
I caught you, Zack and Wheezy. We are gonna tell your mom.
No, or don't do that. You'll get in trouble and we'll get you grounded, and we can't do any more music performances at Singing Springs with you and Cassie.
It's too late. You must tell the truth right from the start.
Yeah, and then of course, Zack and
Wheezy's mom. Zack and Wheezy's mom. Zack and Wheezy, he said all of those inappropriate words. Ketzel reminded Max not to say it, and now Zack and Wheezy talk like sailors.
Yeah, also, like Zack's mom and dad basically come to them and say, well, I think it's Zack who gets grounded, but they have to separate him from Wheezy.
Or what about, yeah. Zack, you should be ashamed. For your punishment, I'm taking you away from Wheezy. Splitting you
up. Your mother and I have talked it over. You, Zack, have to be served as in your bedroom, grounded for about a week. That means no performing music, no peace and quiet, no visiting your friends, and no. Do they have TVs or no? And no TV for a week.
Well, let's say they do use a Dragon TV.
And no Dragon TV for a week.
Dragon TV wouldn't be used until season 4. Because in the first 3 seasons, there was no TV in Dragonland. But in season 4, it would be the first season where a TV is used.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I said, I did the things that Zach's dad said, you're punished from doing these things no more. That means none of this stuff.
Yeah. It's like, oh no!
Now I can't perform any music stuff and... Hold on, I think we might need to stop the stream. My brother's texting me. I'm gonna go ahead and leave Flick Level 2000. My brother keeps texting me.
Okay.
Well,
it was almost 9 o'clock anyway, so...
Yeah, well, I'll just go ahead and leave and see you later.
Alright. I'm hoping to do part... Alright. Well, everybody, I will see you later.